So Bill Maher, as you all know, he's been on a little bit of a different arc lately. He used to be, I'm Mr. Left-Wing guy, right? He supported Bernie Sanders in 2016. During the Bush era, he was a voice I honestly looked up to at the time. Nobody was harder on Bush. Nobody was harder on the Iraq War. And so he built up, a liberal fan base and a left-wing fan base for a while. But he went from supporting Bernie in 2016 to supporting Amy Klobuchar in the 2020 Democratic primary, which is just bizarre. And then recently, he's been doing this centrist turn, right, where he flirts with MAGA on a regular basis. He sort of hyper-focuses on the excesses of the left at a time when Donald Trump is literally ushering in fascism. It's not even, debatable anymore. That's just what's happening. And so now he's in this weird place where he's an anti-Trump guy. He says he's an old-school liberal, but he hyper-focuses on the excesses of the left. And so Kid Rock, who's a friend of Bill Maher and a friend of Donald Trump's, reached out to Bill and said, I want you to come with me to the White House for dinner with the president. And obviously, Trump and Bill Maher hate each other. They've been going at each other for years. Trump even tried to sue Bill Maher over a joke before he was president. And here's Bill Maher for the first time, I believe, publicly discussing the fact that he's about to be going to the White House to meet with Trump. Here we go.
You're going to meet with the president.
I am?
So Kid Rock makes it happen. What do you think has been the response so far? What do you think it will be, and why are you doing it? Which I'm totally for, by the way, and I love it.
I get it. Well,
I love Chris. I think it's great. Personally, I think it's great. We know you do. You little fucking status chaser.
Doing it because, first of all, it was presented as
a dare.
not a dare. No, just like maybe this is a beginning to heal America. No, I don't
a beginning to heal America?
Have some sort of complex where I think I can heal America. I can't. Okay, let's get that clear. I'm not going to be healing America. But if two guys who've been at each other for so long, I mean, it's kind of a Nixon to China thing. I have the credentials. There was nobody who was harder on Trump or more prescient about the fact that he wasn't going to leave office voluntarily than I was. I feel like I have the credentials. But they also respect me because I'm honest about the woke train to crazy town.
The reason they respect you is because you hyper-focus on the woke train to crazy town. He probably talks more these days about, the left is crazy and the left is wrong than he does about the right. Because what the right understands is that there's a difference between what's called your nominal politics and your effective politics. Nominal politics are what you label yourself as, what you say you are. That's your nominal politics. Your effective politics is what you manifest more of in the world. What your focus is on, what you talk about the most, and what kind of an audience you cultivate as a result of that. And they look at you and they go, we see an opportunity here. We see it. Same with J.D. Vance, where J.D. Vance was trotting around calling Donald Trump Hitler, America's Hitler, and then now, look, he cucked himself and he's the VP, right? They see a similar thing with Bill Maher. Hey, he was supposed to be a left-wing guy. He was a Bernie Sanders supporter in 2016. He's talking a lot about how the left is fucking crazy now, so we can use him. We can use him, where they meet with him and then after they go, look, even liberal Bill Maher says Trump isn't that bad, so if you disagree with him, you must be the crazy one. That's the point. They're using you.
And I don't shrink from that, and I've also lost a lot of fans.
That's the first time I've ever heard him admit that. Because of my right-wing turn, I've lost fans. Damn. Most people who hemorrhage their audience because they make a right-wing turn either don't address it, or they pretend bro, we're still number one, no big deal.
The woke people have left the building, and I'm willing to make that sacrifice. But it does give you a certain credibility. So I just think to meet somebody, first of all, it's an honor to be invited to the White House. Yes,
Are you fucking kidding me? It's an honor to be invited. It's an honor to be. If George W. Bush, in, let's say, 2007, invited Bill Maher to the White House, what would he have said? Now, I've been watching Bill a long time. I know the answer to that. Maybe many of you have, but I'm sure a bunch of you haven't. There is a 0% chance. Zero. He would go to the White House in 2007 if George Bush invited him. Why? What he would have said at the time is, you must be out of your damn mind. These people are illegally torturing at Abu Ghraib and Guantanamo Bay. They did 2 illegal wars, put them on the credit card. They crashed the economy. They're Christian fundamentalists, and they're trying to destroy abortion rights in this country. There are no areas of agreement. These are evil people. That's what he would have said. And he would have been right. He would have been right. But now, oh, because woke bad, bro, woke bad, bro, far left bad, bro. Because of that, oh, I'll meet with him, and it's an honor to be invited to the White House. It's kind of fucking not. It's not. It's not. It's really not. It's really not. If there was a president who was doing objectively good things and you were invited and you went, then sure. But like the political content and decisions made out of the White House fucking matter. And these people act like they don't, right? They act like they don't.
And I've already had a couple of people who I said to them, you know, I'm just going to take it as a backhanded compliment that you glide right past the idea that little Bill Maher from Rivervale, New Jersey, just a humble kid from the suburbs, was invited for a private dinner to the White House. You glide right past that to how dare you talk to him, and that you're not.
Why aren't you happy for me? I'm a small bean. Little old me. I have no power. I have no big platform. I have no voice. I don't influence millions of people. I'm just a humble kid from the suburbs. Shut the fuck up with your leave it to beaver ass bullshit. What the fuck is this? What is this? All of a sudden, he's, reverts to, like, toddler age Bill Maher, like, oh, I'm invited to the place where all the powerful are. Oh, it's amazing.
Impressed by it at all. I'm impressed by it a lot.
You're impressed by yourself? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Nobody is smugger than Bill Maher. The arrogance is just oozing out of every pore this man has in his body.
I'm impressed the fuck out of it. I get to go to the White House, and yes, that is the structure of this dinner, is just let's talk. Let's talk to each other face to face. Let's not stop shouting from 3,000 miles away. You know?
I have zero tolerance for this anymore. Zero. Like, what would he have to do for you to say, you know what, I'm not going to go? He's threatening 8 different wars, 9 different wars. He's saying we're going to steal Panama, we're going to steal Greenland, we're going to make Canada the 51st state. If they say no, we're going to change the border and forcibly take more of their land. He literally threatened to bomb Iran yesterday. He did an executive order on day 1 to allow him to do an illegal war with Mexico. They're trying to coup in Venezuela, bragged about bombing Yemen, bragged about bombing Somalia, destroying due process in the First Amendment, deporting people for just being pro-Palestine and partaking in campus protests, sending people to an El Salvador slave labor camp, claiming they're Tren de Aragua when they're fucking not. What would he have to do? Destroying the economy as well? What would he have to do in order for you to go, you know what, I'll pass? What would he have to do? Or is there nothing? He could do where you'd be like, you know what, if he nukes Greenland because they piss him off and he said, I've had enough, release him, and none of the sycophants around him reel him in, and so they do, then Bill Maher, would you be like, okay, you know what? Because all you're telling us in this moment is you have no actual moral red lines. That's what you're telling us. That's what you're telling us. You have no moral red lines.
If they expect me to be leaving in a MAGA hat, they're going to be very disappointed, but I know they don't. And I think it's going to be, look, it probably will accomplish very little, but you got to try, man. You got to try.
I love it. Kanye. Bill Maher, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Love being with you, bud.
Yeah, this was...
You got to try, what? What exactly are you trying? You sort of gave the game away before when you said, look, I'm just a humble kid from the suburbs, so I'm honored to go. That's really what it's about. Self-aggrandizement, patting yourself on the back, saying I made it 'cause you're in the fucking White House. All right, I believe we got some more here.
My parents, who loved your father, loved Kennedy. My father, very Irish, loved the Kennedys. I mean, been gone these 30-something years. I don't know where his politics would be. A dyed-in-the-wool Kennedy liberal Democrat, if he came back and saw some of the shit that was going on the left, and my Jewish mother, if she saw them chanting for Hamas, I can't guarantee they wouldn't be for Trump.
First of all, nobody's fucking chanting for Hamas. He's talking about the pro-Palestine college protest where they were saying, could you please stop bombing innocent men, women, and children? Could you please stop starving all of Gaza? We'd appreciate that. He spins that as protesting for Hamas, bro. This is a line he's always come back to, where he pretends like all these college kids are like, yay, Hamas. Just a fucking liar. Second of all, invoking his dead parents. Maybe they'd like Trump. This is the bullshit. We've seen this a lot lately. Batya Unger Sargon be like, I'm a MAGA lefty. That's not a fucking thing. That's not a thing. I don't know where they would be because they were Democrats of old, so now the Democrats of old are Republicans. Really? 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 Donald Trump is doing deregulation, tax cuts for the rich, tax increase on the working class, destroying the entire social safety net, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, cutting child cancer research, warmongering. There's no part of this that is like old school Democrat, bro. Oh, I'm so sick of these people.
They're World War II people. I can't get, that's not who they were, but.
If they were World War II people, perhaps they would look at, I don't know, Elon Musk doing multiple Zig Heils, and they'd be like, holy shit, I thought we killed Nazis. I thought that's what our generation did. Now, we got the world's richest man illegally hacking into our government, doing multiple Zig Heils and talking to Nazis on Twitter saying, you have told the actual truth. Really?
So much has changed in 30 years. I mean, so, weird.
All right, and I think we got, oh God, we got Andrew Schultz. Jesus Christ. Buckle up for this one.
When we see people that are afraid of having conversations, I think there's like almost like a primal instinctual reaction to it.
It's not
I swear to God, man. Every fucking podcast under the sun for the last 4 years, right-wing podcasts, like, bro, we just like to have conversations and stuff, bro. That's what we do. How many times on these shitty podcasts do these people have conversations about having conversations? You need to stop with that bullshit. Instead of having conversations about conversations, how about you just say what you want to fucking say about the actual issues as such? God, I can't stand this. It's such a self-suck-off session, right? We're like, bro, I'm really great. I'll talk English about anything, bro. This is what I'll do, bro. Really? So when are you guys going to invite an anarchist on the show to give their perspective? How about a communist? How about a fucking tanky? No, it only cuts in one direction. When people say that, what they mean is, I gotta allow MAGA in to say MAGA things and then not push back at all, bro.
It's un-American. And I think that was, I don't want to politicize this shit, but like, I think that
Here's a very clearly political point. I don't want to politicize it, though. Oh, my God.
was a little bit of the concern with Kamala on the campaign trail. You know, it looked like Trump was willing to talk to whoever.
He was.
He was. Like his camp, when we spoke to him, they didn't give us any notes.
Oh, my God. Trump did not at all talk to any adversarial outlets. He would go to his fucking safe space with Fox News, One American News Network, and Newsmax, all right-wing pro-Trump. And he did the Bro podcast sphere, where he knew he wasn't going to get any tough questions from people like you. He didn't fucking... Did he sit down with MSNBC? Did he reach out to any... Forget lefty outlets, fucking liberal outlets. No, he ran for the fucking hills. This is this mythology of like, the right is the warrior that'll go into any forum. Are you fucking kidding me? All I see is a right-wing hug box on every podcast in this country, on every, right-wing outlet. They have on one token liberal who they fucking beat up on relentlessly. The idea that the right is in the marketplace of ideas. No, you guys have created the biggest echo chamber. And there's nothing on the liberal side or the leftist side that competes with your fucking echo chamber. God, this is such bullshit. Trump ran away from adversarial interviews the entire campaign, and yet he's getting credit for like, bro, he'll talk to anybody. No, he fucking won't.
Talk to me. Okay.
And think about all this.
Who's been meaner than me?
I mean,
He's talking to you, Bill Maher, because your hyper-focus on your show has been shitting on woke people and shitting on the far left and shitting on the pro-Hamas college kids who are just pro-Palestine. That's why they're talking to you. They view an opportunity to flip somebody to be softer on Trump so that they can go, even Bill Maher is if even Bill Maher likes Trump, then obviously you guys are wrong for criticizing him.
only J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is the only one who said meaner shit about Trump than you.
Yeah, well, lots of people have. But
course, yes.
And he said, I have 5 pages of things. I asked my staff once, and I guess it's 6 now because it's been a while. Like, just write down all the things he said in tweets and at rallies. It's 5 pages long. Crazy, low energy, ratings disaster. Every bad thing that he just pulls out of his ass. But I don't care, and he doesn't care.
He doesn't care either.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, because you guys don't. Politics is just an aesthetic for you guys. Politics is not real world decisions with real world consequences where you can be either moral and ethical or completely immoral and unethical and evil. It's just, it's just a game. We're just doing our thing. I say something, you say something. It is what it is. Well, I got news for you. It's not a game for the 100,000 or 250,000 people who lost their jobs because of Elon's illegal cuts. It's not a game. It's not a game to the people of Greenland who are terrified that the U.S. is going to invade them and steal their territory. It's not a game to them. It's not a game to the people of Gaza who are being fucking genocided right now in front of our eyes with our own money and our own weapons. It's not a game. And when people carry out those things with a fucking smile on their face, you should be calling them evil. You should be calling them out directly. Not fucking sitting around eating sushi with them and bullshitting.
It's all performative. Look,
So you guys might feel it, but it wouldn't stop you guys from having a discussion with other because you're not pussies.
We're not pussies.
It's very simple. It's like, are you a pussy or are you not?
And
I love this way of thinking. I love this way of thinking. So is there no scenario where you'd go, you know what? A little too far. I think I'll pass on it. Right? If somebody was like, hey, I got this serial killer who's famous for killing 72 people, skinning them alive, and then eating the remains. Would you be like, I have conversations, bro. I'll talk to anybody about anything, bro. Or would you be like, you know what? I'm going to take a pass on that one. Why? Why'd you must be a pussy. Because there are some reasonable lines. Now, I get it. He's the president of the United States. I have no problem with anybody going to talk to him or interview, but you have to be aggressive. You have to debate. You have to call out the bullshit. And that's not what these people do. It's not what they do, right? And again, it only works in one direction. Nobody's fucking rushing to go get a communist on their podcast because they want to hear all perspectives, bro. Whenever they say, like, bro, I'm all about ideas and talking, it's always like, quick, bring me a fascist. That's what it is.
My longest relationship, way back in the early 90s, and her father was military.
Yeah.
And he and I did not see eye to eye politically, but he liked me because I wasn't a pussy. That's my model for beating Trump. It's like, be respectful, which he deserves. He won not one, but twice. Like, funny, Mike.
He deserves respect, apparently. He deserves respect. Which part was your favorite part, Bill Maher? Was it cutting taxes for the rich, which I'm sure you got a giant tax cut? Was that your favorite part? Destroying the Constitution? Declaring war on free speech? Trying to start 8 new wars? Which part deserves respect? And again, all this self-suck-off session about, bro, I mean, the reason why I'm beloved is because, like, I'm not a pussy, bro. No, again, the only reason they're inviting you is because they see an opening because you shit on the far left so much that they go, maybe we could turn this guy in the sense that he'll go way softer on Trump, and we can use even Bill Maher. Look, if he can eventually come into the fold with Trump, why can't you? Like, if you don't, you're the crazy one. That's the goal. The fact that he doesn't see that is, like, embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
What are you going to wear? I said, I'm not going to dress like Zelensky.
Not a fucking Lululemon outfit.
It's not going to be a black T-shirt. I'll tell you that.
Zelensky pulled up looking like a yoga
instructor. Not going to be a black T-shirt, man.
Yeah.
I am wearing a suit and tie.
Absolutely.
Jordan Peterson gave me a suit. He sat here and he said, like, I want you to have a suit. And Jordan, I don't like suits. I'm going to send you a suit. I'm going to wear that suit.
Yep, done.
The Jordan Peterson approved suit.
It's I guess whatever. It's a sign of respect. But
it's a sign of respect. It's the White House.
Again, 2007 Bill Maher being invited by George W. Bush, if that happened, he would have laughed it out of the room, and he would have said, I'm not meeting with such a fucking evil, immoral, historically terrible man. That's what he would have said. Again, just to make clear what my position on all this stuff is, I have no problem. Going on right-wing podcast debating. I mean, I've debated Charlie Kirk, right? I was supposed to debate Ann Coulter. She backed out. But the main point is it has to be adversarial. You have to debate. You have to get to the substance of the matter. You have to explain why they're fucking wrong and horrible about the shit. That's the only reason to do it. If you're going to sit around and fucking sing Kumbaya and jack each other off, then you shouldn't do it. Unless you want to be in league with the fucking complete and utter fascist, bloodthirsty, neocon, warmonger imperialists, which is what they are.
Disagree with the person in it. You are respecting the law of the lands. You're respecting the position in general.
He's respecting you're respecting the law of the land by going to the White House. Yeah, with the president who is destroying the law of the land on a regular fucking basis. Denying due process rights to legal permanent residents, deporting people to El Salvador with no hearing, no due process, claiming they're Tren de Aragua when it comes out they're fucking not. It's gay people, it's barbers, it's somebody who worked at a bakery.
Also have to respect that, the guy did win. It's more than half the country or whatever.
I think this part, that argument is something that I think a lot of people have succumbed to, right? Just this cucked notion of like, well, they won, so you got to sort of just at least semi-concede. I've seen this a lot on the Democratic side. Among usually politicians or media figures, it's like, well, what am I going to do? They won, so it is what it is, so we got to sort of meet them halfway. No, we don't! That's just like Reagan ushered in the neoliberal era. Democrats should have never said, we'll be more like Reagan and Bill Clinton. Oh, they're a big government. Oh, fuck that. No, you make your argument, you stand 10 toes down, puff your chest out on business and say, bro, this is what we believe, we're going to fight for this, and eventually you're going to agree because this guy's destroying the country as we speak. But it's this cucked mindset of like, there's nothing Americans love more than a winner. And so they will like just rent their mind out to be on the side of the winner, even though they might have actual objections to how they won or what they believe in, etc.
I keep saying it. I'm not going to hate. You can not like Trump. You can hate him. You can't hate everybody who voted for him.
Yes. And you have to understand why.
I said it in my last special. I don't hate half the country, and I don't want to hate half the country.
Yeah.
It's just not where my mind...
Think about the way he talks about the far left versus how he's talking now about Trump supporters. There is so much more smoke and ire and dismissiveness and condescension and hatred for the far left than there is for Trump supporters. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? Look, what he's saying here, okay, don't hate it. First term, I get it. Plenty of people voted for him, say, hey, he says he's not going to outsource the jobs. I think Hillary will. Okay, I'll vote for. There were some people who are reasonable, decent people who got sort of caught up in that, right? Second term, if you are saying this 3 months into the second term, no, I'm 100% judging you if you're still on the Trump train. Not even close. Not even close. Because that means none of the things you've seen, which we've all seen in this term, none of them made you go, that's objectively horrible. Signing an executive order on day one that raises drug prices, you didn't look at that and go, raising drug prices seems pretty fucking evil. I'm against that. Signing an executive order on day one, the Fill the Swamp executive order, where he said no more anti-corruption rules, taking away 2 different laws that are anti-corruption laws within his first month. You didn't look at that, threatening to steal Greenland, threatening to steal Panama, all these fucking things, destroying the economy, slashing government jobs, firing disabled veterans, destroying the anti-scam police, the CFPB, destroying the Department of Education. Do all these things. Not a single one of those things did you go, okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm sorry. That says something about you. That says something about it. We're not going to fucking pussyfoot around it anymore. We're not going to hold your hand and walk you through it. No, if you don't see it by now, you're not going to fucking see it. And that's why I've been saying there are polls that have come out on the issue of the United States illegally stealing Greenland and annexing it and occupying it and stealing their natural resources, right? Guess what? The number I've seen is anywhere between 26% and 33% of the population are in favor of that. Okay, let me be clear. I fucking hate those people. They are my enemy. They are my enemy. Now, unlike the right, I still want them to have healthcare. I still want them to have happy, fruitful lives, right? But I am never gonna fucking sit around and shit and giggle with them and sip a mojito and pretend like, oh yeah, ooh, let's joke and have fun. Like, fuck that. Are you fucking kidding me? It's just, people have this mindset. It could never happen here. Our evil guys are not as evil as history's evil guys. And it's like, I hate to fucking tell you. They fucking are, bro. They fucking are. Just like how in Nazi Germany, there were some motherfuckers who were goose stepping with pride. And everybody looks at them and goes, yeah, evil. Now, there's a lot of that going on today. If you're defending taking away due process rights from innocent people and shipping them to an El Salvador slave labor gulag, yeah, you're fucking evil. You're fucking evil. And I'm not going to sit around and watch fucking cartoons with you or play around a golf at Mar-a-Lago. Fuck out of here.
Wants to go for my own mental health is all this hate.
Yeah.
So yes, I will talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to be invited to the White House under any circumstances.
Absolutely.
So,
also it allows
under any circumstance. As I said, in 2007, he would have rejected meeting George W. Bush because he would have said he's evil. I got nothing to talk to him about.
To have a platform with him where you can tell him the things you disagree with. Like
I think it's
How do you think that'll go? There's another reason why it's a waste of fucking time. How do you think that'll go? Don, here are the issues I have with you. I'm sure he'll sit there and fucking take notes. I'm on it, Chief. I agree. Maybe I should tweak some of these policies. Like, what fucking world are you people living in? Anyway, we don't need to watch any more of this. You get the gist of it. Bill Maher, he's just cucked himself, right? He's just cucked himself. And the other day, he actually did a Trump-critical new rules segment the other day. But again, understand why he's in this position that he's in, right? The reason why he's in this position that he is, just like with J.D. Vance and Trump saw an opportunity with J.D. Vance. This guy used to hate me. Now he loves me, right? Now I can use him as a pawn to say, hey, everybody look, nobody should disagree with me. This guy who hated me now loves me, right? Same thing with Bill. You beat up on the woke left and the far left all the time, talk about how crazy they are and hyper-focus on that, probably talk more about that than your issues with the right. And so as a result of that, they go, this can be useful for propaganda reasons. So we end this dinner and it's, oh, hey, everything went swimmingly, everything went fine. They were more cordial than you'd expect, and even Bill Maher is coming to our side. What do you want me to say? That's the point. It is nefarious. It is planned. The idea is, just hanging out, talking, and it's just, we're just shooting the shit and everything's cool. No. There are deeper layers to this shit, and he's too fucking stupid to see it, or he's more than happy to be used in that way. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.